The Watcher. Do the police give you any trouble when they see you, or are they friendly towards you? Are you like this guy? Like, are you the Watcher? Like from Marvel? Space Marvel? Space Marvel? Is that how you say it? One time I was stopped by the police when I wasn't wearing a costume. This was before this mask had eyes on it, essentially. I was just wearing all black, and I was trying to patrol. And they stopped me then, and like asked what I was doing. And of course then I took my mask off and told them. Another time I was being watched by a police officer in my latest video. They were just sitting in their car, like parked in the parking lot watching me. They didn't come up to me. I'm sure they just saw that what I was doing wasn't anything harmful. I'm just a guy in a costume, like shooting rope out of his hands. Like, what the heck, like, you know, that's it. So I really haven't had that much trouble with the police. I would say if you see a police officer, definitely try to cooperate. I don't know what the heck I would do if they asked me to take off my mask. I just pray that doesn't happen because I really do not want to do that. 2. When you go to college, how are you going to keep patrolling the streets? When you have homework that needs to be done, and a roommate wondering where you are at late hours of the night. And how are you going to keep building gadgets, improving web shooters and web formulas, and make more videos with said roommate? I have not gone out yet when I've gone to college. There's a couple things I have to do. I want to fix my web shooters, make more web fluid, which I have done, but I need some more. And I want to wash my costume, because it's smelly as shit. It's going to be difficult, but I think having a roommate is easier than having parents, right? People go out all the time. Plus, I have gymnastics, parkour, martial arts, and like late night classes. So I'm mostly gone all the time anyway. Like, he really would have no idea where I am. And it doesn't matter. Like, he's a chill roommate. Don't worry about him. I've already, worked on web shooters and web fluid while I'm here, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. 3. Where the heck did you get a Kevlar carbon fiber weave impregnated with epoxy vinyl? Sorry if I spelled that wrong. It's a little hard for me to hear what you said exactly in that video. Plates. I made that myself. You buy the Kevlar carbon fiber weave on eBay, put a vinyl sheet on the ground, put like a metal screen over it, then put the carbon fiber Kevlar weave over it, then dump epoxy all over it. So you just basically fuse everything together with epoxy. That's how you get the plates. I would suggest for more protection, layer them. I'm not sure how effective it is because I've never been stabbed. I could try it, but then if it doesn't work, I have no more armor. But then again, the armor is useless. I could try making more, but it's expensive. Again, it's very expensive. So, Greg Hibbert asks, do you plan on adding other gadgets to your web shooters? I suppose, if it gets to that point, like if I get to a point where the web shooters are great and I have room for other stuff, for sure, I think it would be awesome, There's always room for more equipment as long as it doesn't hinder my ability to move around or anything like that. I like to be able to move around freely. That's why I designed these web shooters to be very light on the wrist and everything is in the backpack. It really frees me up. It's awesome. Zombie Killer 218, can you make different gadgets? Why do you have to flame me like that? Why you gotta flame me? Different gadgets, so you don't like watching me work on the web shooting? Okay, I guess that's cool. I used to make different gadgets and that was cool. It didn't really help me with my patrols or something like that. Like, if I think something's possible and it's interesting, I'll probably make it, but like other gadgets kind of just like weighed me down before, so I don't know if I want that anymore. If I get enough money and I have enough time, for sure I'll make different gadgets, but right now all I'm spending my time and money on is the web shooter. So, but thank you for your flaming and your support.
Jack Mouse asks, have you ever gotten hurt on one of your patrols? If so, to what degree? No, I would really only get hurt if I fell off of something, and that's never happened, so patrols have been pretty safe. Hyperdrive TV asks, what is your suit made of, and how did you put it together? That's a good question. I've had this suit for almost 3 years now, since my sophomore year of high school. I'm now a freshman in college. This is my first college patrol, yay! It's just a spandex shirt. This symbol right here, this is foam. Is it broken? It's a really, really old suit. The mask is just a morph mask, and the mesh comes from speakers, and the eyes are made of plastic. I got it from like the lid of those plastic bins, I just cut out the shape, bent them a little bit. I have this pocket for my phone on the side right here. Of course, I'm now filming on my phone, but that's what I use to store my phone, and that's just, Velcro and other things. I actually made that pocket today, so this is first test of the pocket.
Proton Game, do you remember the suit suggestions? 1, when is the suit coming? And 2, which one won? Good question. This one won. I released it to patrons a long, long time ago, but no one had seen it until just now. I don't know when it's coming, the guy who's going to help me make it hasn't contacted me in a long time. He's trying to get some more cash and then he's going to get it done for me, which I really appreciate, you know. So if you're out there, dude, thank you. Even if he doesn't get it done, it doesn't matter to me because I didn't really invest any money in this. So it's not a huge deal. Plus, I've got this old thing, which, I don't know, it's really old.
He's a smart guy. I think it's pretty complicated. I think there is a situation in which it would work because he's done, you know, all the research and stuff. You just need the right web shooter for it, which is tough. That's why I usually design a web shooter, then a web fluid.
AMG Games. Where did you get the inspiration to do everything you've done on your channel? Spider-Man movies. Short answer. Also, other people in the community, of course. Spider Kid, Spectacular, Human Spider, The Amazing Spider Dude, even some of his stuff. Raynon, of course, his formula inspired me greatly. So, you know, basically copied it. So there you go.
Hydron asks, what's the hardest part of patrol? The hardest part of patrolling is just getting out there. Like, especially if you're in high school and you live with your parents and guardians. I live with a roommate, and this is easier than that because I don't have to explain anything to him. But with your parents, sneaking past your parents, that's the hardest part. Getting out of the window, climbing out the window, that's the hardest part. Getting to a place where you can do a patrol, either where you can find homeless people or find crime, that's pretty darn difficult. It's just practice, man. You got to figure out the streets and like how everything fits together. That's the only way you can get really good at it. And I'm not even that good at it, so there's that.
XXXXX Carmaniac XXXXX Stewart asks, what if you could use carbon nanotubes for webbing? That would be cool. I don't think you can though.
Spider Boy asks, do you love pizza time? I love pizza time. Thank you, Spider Boy, for asking a real question.
Amazing Stuntman. Will you fight bad guys when you have a formula like Spider-Man? And also, burgers or pizza? I will fight who I know I can when I have a formula like Spider-Man. I'm not going to be an idiot and fight people I can't fight. Then again, if it's high stakes, I suppose I will try as hard as I can to get any job done, whatever the cost. It depends on the stakes and whether or not police can handle it or I can handle it. There's a bunch of factors involved, but basically I just want to do the right thing, whatever abilities I get from these gadgets. Also, burgers or pizza? Pizza, for sure. It's definitely pizza. It's not my favorite food, though.
Elias asks, what is the end goal of your whole journey, and what's the situation you are aiming for? I'm not aiming for a situation. I'm just like trying to like be the best that I can be, and this is how I can do that. And are you going to be working on any other devices other than your web shooters? That I would love to, and I have in the past, but right now there's just no money for it, so web shooters are the priority.
Rug Green. Do you get up in the morning and think that something good will happen out of all you do? Why do you ask me such deep questions about my life? That's not usually what I think about when I get up in the morning, but I guess? I don't know. Like, I got other things to think about, dude.
Sal Musket asks, can you make an electromagnetic web shooter tutorial? I would, but the one I have broke, and to make another one I need a lot of money. Tutorials usually cost money, but this would be money anyway to even have one, because mine broke. The fishing line reel thing broke. It was a pretty fun little device, but I think it had its time and now it's done for. Of course, if you guys want me to do that, I can, but I need money first, so just make sure to donate to my Patreon, and who knows, maybe one day.
Savage for Life. Do you like anything other than Spider-Man, like anime or video games? I don't like anime or video games. Like, they're not bad. I'm just not a fan. I like sports, gymnastics, science, other movies too. I like good movies, like really like artsy movies and philosophical movies. I like those movies a lot.
See, Arachnid asks, will you be making a tutorial on any of your web shooters? And I love your channel, by the way. Thanks for the love, Arachnid. Probably, if I get the chance to, and also if I get the money to. Like I said, tutorials require making another web shooter, so donate to my Patreon. Woo! I would love to teach you guys how to make the web shooter. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's basically just tank is in the back, solenoids are also in the back. This is the wrist muzzle right here, tube and wires. That's like yuck. It's interesting. First test of this new web fluid too. Yeah, that was pretty far, web shooting. This shit's pretty sticky, man. This is not like the rope fluid, this is like the sticky stuff. I like it. I really like it. Except for the fact that it's getting all over my gloves and shit, but that's fine. I can clean that. Okay, good test. Not bad. Not bad at all. Back to the questions.
Tate Green, when you graduate high school, what career field do you want to go into? When I graduate high school 3 months ago, I have no idea. But thank you, Tate. I appreciate your investment in my life. Thinking of something in science or engineering would probably be best for me. College grad. That's all I know for sure. Or I could study professional superheroing at ESU College in New York City.
Just Jaden, can you link some tools on Amazon? Yeah, sure. I can link some tools. I'll just link some parts. I can link some parts. Daniel Obama. I mean, I'm posting all of the formulas I have so far. I don't see why I would stop posting just because I got the right one. I want people to see my progress, so yes, I will post it. Thank you for your comment, Mr. Obama.
If you finally made real, working 100% web shooters, would you share it with anyone? If not, at what point would you stop sharing because you feel like you're getting close? I would share it with people. I'm trying to share it now, and I'm going to keep sharing it. When I get it, I'm going to share it. What's the big deal? You guys can know. I don't care. Fat Bat. Okay, first, big fan of yours. I really respect you helping out people around your city. You're a real inspiration. But anyway, I commented on another of your vids about this. But have you ever thought of quick dry webs fluid? A way to make the webs a little more solid and possibly carry weight. It stays liquid in the bottle, comes out near solid to give form and strength. What? What do you think I'm trying to do? Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. Have I thought about it? No, it just completely slipped my mind. I thought about just shooting white liquid everywhere. Ugh, gross. He also says, PS needs more pressure in web shooter. I get so many of these comments. Do not watch the first episode of Spider-Man 2017 and come to my channel saying, you should try increasing the PSI.
I told you.
Or not. Seems 200 PSI isn't enough to launch webbing properly.
How would you do that? Because I'm using a propellant that has a set PSI of 96. If I tried just putting air in there, that would run out so quickly, and then we would be back to 96.
Dan FPS asks, will you ever do any other firing mechanisms? I have done other firing mechanisms, and they're cool. Ashton Dugas asks, how do non-solenoid valve web shooters work? It's an interesting question, Ashton. It depends. You can have non-solenoid web shooters of pretty much any type. Electromagnetic web shooter, and you've got your CO2 web shooter, just a grappling gun web shooter that works too. Basically all web shooters need a method of propulsion, and some have a line attached to them. But I really like the solenoid just because if you've made as many web shooters as I have, I think you'll come to the same conclusion. The line definitely makes it look more like a web. Sometimes they use fluid, sometimes they use a projectile.
Professor Lewis Ted asks, would you be looking for a partner for I know Electro Wolf, a YouTuber and fellow vigilante superhero that would be willing to help you? Okay. He also asked, what is the formula for the string fluid and which shooter to use for it? I use the solenoid shooter, the one you saw in my this past year video and the long range web shooter video. It's a solenoid web shooter with the solenoids in the backpack right here and then the nozzles on the wrist. That's what web shooter I use for it, and the formula is in a bunch of videos that I've released. Just watch those videos. They will tell you what you need to know. Brief14_dragons. What are your plans for the future? Finish filming this video, finish editing this video, post this video. Sounds good to me. Yeah. Then I might go eat some lunch. Maybe go to the gym. Scarlet Spider asks, how do you maintain a secret identity? And are you ever going to reveal the formula you use for the rope webbing you developed? I reveal it. It's right here. As for your first question, it's very difficult. Every so often you find someone you can trust with it, but I would not suggest telling too many people because you don't know how your relationship with those people is going to progress over the years unless you're sure that it's going to be, you know, like it's someone you can really, really trust. Don't make any mistakes. Don't take any shortcuts. Make sure that everything, like internet accounts, everything just stays completely separate. And I've made mistakes myself, but I think I've done a pretty good job of, you know, keeping my two lives separate, and that's how you really stop people from finding out your secret. So that's my best answer.
How do you make your suit durable but yet flexible? You have headgear like a face shell. I don't have a face shell. I don't wear combat boots, combat pants. What I carry with me, web shooters and my phone. How tall are you? I'm 6'2". Have you ever been in a combat situation? Not in this getup. Have you ever met other spied feud on the street besides Spectacular? I don't know if it'll be a feud. Like, they'd probably be cool with it, but like, no, not besides the spectacular. It doesn't usually happen by accident. I know there's another one who lives near me. I think it's Ultimate Spider or something like that. And I've talked to him, but we've never really, gotten the chance to get together.
Dominic Anthony, will you learn fighting styles and are you going to get more gadgets? I was thinking taser webs. I was thinking about taser webs. It would be very cool, but I wouldn't use web fluid for that. I would probably just have a taser that looked like a web shooter. And maybe had some other things as well. Maybe like more strength than just the wires that actually functioned as an electrical web. Something like that. But will I learn more fighting styles? Will I learn fighting styles? I learned some Taekwondo. I can't say I'm a black belt, but I've got the roundhouse kick pretty down, dude. Like, we did like practice kicks and like pads and stuff. I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty solid. I wouldn't trust my life with that, of course. I have to think through a couple things, I wouldn't jump into a situation being like, I'm a yellow belt in Taekwondo, la la la. Yeah, I would never do that.
Have you ever heard of gecko gloves, gecko tape, gecko skin, etc.? And have you ever thought of replicating these products for wall climbing purposes? Yeah, I've thought about it, and it's going to be really difficult for me to do by myself on my own. I think it would be more productive for me to focus on web shooters. Also, I did try to climb walls with suction cups one time, and that was really difficult. You need a lot of adhesive for that. Rasta Boss, can you make a video on how to make a Spider-Man homecoming costume? I mean, probably not. That's not really my thing, making costumes. I would like another costume, but like, I don't have the money for it, so.
Spider Dill. So your name is Dylan. It's a cool name. How do you make a channel based around Spider-Man? Depends what you want, I guess. Like, if you want to be Spider-Man, just do what I do, I guess. I don't know. Just make videos about Spider-Man. Hope people subscribe to you. That's a good way to do it.
The Invincible Spider asks, do you like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Real question. Also, hi, the Invincible Spider. Yes, I do like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. They are awesome, and I don't see how anyone couldn't like them. Like, honestly, that's like the classic sandwich right there. I prefer, I'm gonna tie it back because I'm stupid, something with a little more protein, like a turkey sandwich with lettuce and tomato. That's some good source of superhero energy, but never mind that.
Pretzels Are Great asks, if you ever made real web shooters, would you trust your life on them, fighting and climbing? And how do you plan on making the web if stay connected to the shooter? I made a design that solves this problem, but I'm not sure if it would work and you need the perfect fluid. I'm very curious on how you plan to. I don't plan to do that. Make the web stay connected to the shooter. I don't think that's necessary. I feel like if you ever got to the point where it actually made a line, you could just hold the line with your hand. I don't see why it would need to be connected to the shooter. If you didn't use fluid, that would be a very easy thing to do with the grappling hook, but I don't know.
Spider Life, why are you so darn amazing? And are you the real Spider-Man alongside Human Spider? Real question. That is actually a real question, but you didn't put a question mark, so that kind of confuses me when you said real question. You don't have to say real question, you can just put a question mark at the end. I'm glad you think I'm amazing, because that's the name of my channel. I don't generally think of myself as amazing. I really kind of just like try to help people where I can and sit on rooftops in goofy outfits. But thank you for that. I am not the real Spider-Man. The real Spider-Man is not real. No, the Human Spider does great work though, and I really think that one day he's going to be the one to really figure all of this out. Seduna Kids asks, how do you keep all that you do a secret from friends and family? And then someone adds, or do they know you make web shooters and go out patrolling, but let you anyway? No, they do not know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows who I am. Nobody knows what I do. It's really hard to keep it a secret because, like, honestly, the Spider-Man movies don't show how hard it is to get in and out of costume and also, like, build web shooters without people seeing them and keeping all your gear in a place where no one sees them. Like, the hardest part is probably, though, just going out and also climbing on roofs. Okay, I'm fairly good at parkour, alright? But having these on your wrist makes it very hard. These are easier than all of my previous web shooters, but this makes it really, really hard. Yeah, it's hard to keep it a secret from friends and family, especially friends, because they're like, what are you buying all this stuff for? And I'm like, projects, like, whatever. Chase Butler, how long did it take you to build your first solenoid web shooter? Oh, it was quite quite long, mainly because I didn't know what I was doing and I added a bunch of stuff like a spinneret and like a big tank and a pressure gauge and all that stuff, and then like it kept leaking, and it took me maybe like a year to get it kind of working. But after that, building solenoid web shooters was like a month-long project. Like, it was easy, just design in the computer parts you need to print and then print them out or like buy them. Once you get used to like the idea of solenoid web shooters, like the simplicity of them, just a solenoid and a trigger and a battery and a pressure vessel. That's all it is. You know, it's pretty simple. So once you get used to that, you'll build them pretty quickly. Can you try using real web fluid with science? What? Is that not what I do? Fine, I guess it's not real web fluid, but like I'm using science, right? I guess I'm using science. I think I'm using science. Brain on, I definitely use science when we came up with this formula. Jose Conrax asks, also, have you ever considered forming a team to help you out, like a whole spider clan / family that just go out helping people? I guess I've considered it. I've never really seriously considered it because there's no one else feasibly in my area. I love going on patrols with the Spectacular, but he's not always nearby. He lives pretty far away. But I guess it would be cool, like in the future. Right now, I kind of just like working by myself. Sakiko824 asks, have you ever thought about making other superhero tech? If so, which ones? He has. He made a cold gun for Mr. Freeze. That's true. I have made a cold gun. I've made a taser. I've made a super suit interface. Batman gun, kind of, but like these are not really that functional. Especially web shooters are clearly my favorite thing to make. You can definitely see that on my channel. But I have made other things, and I hope to get into that soon again. You know, just making stuff for the hell of it, not necessarily to use on patrol. But definitely, like right now, patrol is my main focus considering how low on money I am. Kid Rex asks, what is your favorite web shooter? It's definitely this one right here. This is the baddest, the best web shooter you will ever see in your life, my friend. I love it to death. I love it. I love it so much. Spare Strings asks, have you been using all the weapons and interface you made? If not, why? I haven't been using everything, and definitely not the interface, because that stuff was too bulky. What it did was really not that useful, and then I kind of made a second one that was smaller, and I kind of liked that one, but it was also still too bulky, and it would always fall off when I ran. This is really stable. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is not shaking at all when I'm shaking my hand. That's the kind of gear I want, you know, not stuff that weighs me down. So basically all I've got now is my web shooters. Like, I've got other stuff like grappling hooks and stuff, but I don't use them regularly.